The revolver usually has like 6 bullets, so I just like
Yes.
there's like and then squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. There's like a blam, blam, blam. Like first bullet goes directly through his like middle point in the chest.
Mm.
Probably because he's a thrall, so he might have like his pain might be numb, so he would probably still be trying to like go after me. But the second bullet like rips through his not arm but like shoulder. Then the third one goes through his hip, and yeah, probably the others ones are just random points in the body. But I don't shoot him in the head, even if that roll I don't hit in the head, because seeing that I saw that probably he's not wielding like Kevlar armor, Kevlar vest.
No, yeah.
I didn't shoot in the head because they train you that to shoot in the center of the mass.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, he very much goes down as you say, gets shot back. Every time you shoot the gun, the person in the chair twitches violently and starts sort of cowering up, desperately hoping that the next bullet isn't going to go into him.
And probably immediately after like I stop shooting and that guy falls down, like you in the chair, calm down, we are.
Okay.
And that's all of my turn. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
FK for a second for some tea. The others can make their.
Yeah, no worries. Dania, we go back over to you.
Didn't I think
Yes,
Astra didn't go?
No, as it's Martin got an 8 on initiative and went first. Dania, you got an 8 and went second. Astra comes third in initiative.
I got in the head. Yeah, that was on my turn.
Yeah, no, that wasn't on your turn. That was on the person
Okay.
who
I think-
you're chasing this time.
I hear the gunshots, and I would like to self-compel. I owe Martin a big one because suddenly I realized that I left him alone.
Hmm.
Well, not alone, but I left him facing trouble, and like I look at the fleeing figure.
Yeah.
I look back. I look at the fleeing figure. It's like fuck, and sprint back.
That's
with that.
That's a very good compel. I think let's accept that. Please get a point for that.
Fate.
Get a fate point for invoking that compel. You're prioritizing Martin's safety or over what you really want, and that's going to give you trouble later because this guy's a wizard. He's potentially seen your face and he's just ran away after hurting you a bit, so that's clearly going to give you some trouble in the future. So yep, you get a fate point for that, and you can do you run back or do you stumble back?
I think she runs back.
Doing clutching her head.
Yeah, like she thinks she's running straight, and then she smacks against like a container, and she's like, "Ah, shit."
A bit, bit stumbly on our way back. That's fine, yeah.
You want me to roll athletics in order to move zones? Like
not on a well, yeah. If you're still sprinting back and you want to do that, yeah, this is going to be just an average roll. So there's get higher than a 1 and you can change over. But just in case, yeah, the concussion.
You can compel the concussion if you want. I'm perfectly okay with getting more fate points. Like you can say.
I know I can, but at the moment there's not a huge bonus for me to keep you in this scene outside of that.
I'm asking if you want me to roll because if there is no point, like you can, like if there is not going to be any more combat or anything like that, you can say you just get there eventually. And
when's the combat? Thrall, he's run away if you've not focused anymore. Yeah, go on there. Well, yeah, you sprint, stumble your way back. You find the door on your third attempt, and you walk back in to see the scene that you heard earlier. Martin standing over the body of the deranged-looking human that you saw earlier with multiple gunshot wounds in him. and a guy to the other side of the room, tied to a chair with a bag on his head, twitching quite a bit. He's kind of terrified.
Should we go out of combat at this point? Out of initiative?
We may as well. Although, just to round it off, Astra, is there anything you particularly wanted to do before we break out of initiative?
She's probably going to run out and helpfully warn Dania that guy might be a spellcaster. And then she sees her
Like,
stumbling around and helps her back inside.
Yeah, as you see, like Dania with her, like half her face covered in blood from like an open cut in her forehead or something. Like, he might be a spellcaster, and then you help her back in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's you see that then, yeah. That yeah, you see. Well, yeah, exactly as you went. You go over to help her as she's clutching her head, maybe with a bit of a wound on it, stumbling back in. So the door, so there we go. We'll break out of initiative order now. You have a dead Thrall in the room. You have 2 dead normal humans in the front. You have somebody tied to a chair directly next to you, all 3 of you, and you have a person that just escaped.
Can we uncover the face of this guy?
That's probably the first thing I was gonna do, because I have like stunt called Quick Eye. So basically I'm really quick at picking up visual details, so just as I take off the back, I probably will either recognize or not the guy in the...
Yeah, no, that's fine. You take off the head. The head. You take off the... you take off his head. You've immediately killed him. Cops bust in. You're all arrested. No. Yeah, you take off the bag that was on his head. And you see the wide eyes and terrified-looking face of Frank Williams, Diane's current romantic interest. He's tied. He's in a mild panic. Well, he was in a mild panic. Now he's in a pretty huge panic, bound by duct tape to the chair, and is unable to sort of speak or move.
Did Frank know about the supernatural?
He's been around the cafe a few times. You've seen him here or there, and he's also in a relation. Dania, you would definitely know that he's in a relationship with Diane, who is, she's a minor talent, a practitioner. So you'd assume that you would, but none of you really know for
I'm
sure.
like, oh shit, Frank, give me a moment. I'm gonna let you up.
Wait. I want to take a second to scan like the area around Frank for any enchantments or booby traps or whatever.
Oh, okay, smart. By that, where are we? How would you like to attempt to do that?
I'd like to use, I guess, either lore or alertness. I'm looking for any markings in the floor or with blood, or any hint of glimmer of an enchantment, or also just listening to Frank if he's muttering anything.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
I can, if you tell us that, I can give you a supporting maneuver if you want with alertness, and then you can roll lore.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, definitely. You can try that.
So I'll roll my alertness to, like, Astra says, like, wait, let's see if there is any...
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I step
oh
up.
my
Okay, ladies, do your
God, I'm rolling like shit. So I don't get the 3 that it's usually required for a maneuver. Like that's the standard difficulty.
Yeah.
So my maneuver is unsuccessful. So you
Hmm.
are rolling just your lore.
Well, I have a third eye stunt, so
Ooh.
do I want to use? No, there's probably nothing anyway.
You could try to see what kind of holy shit.
Fucking
It's
hell.
like the only thing this character can do, but she's good at it.
Yeah, she bloody is. Jesus. All right. This was okay. Well, okay. We'll go through the sort of list of things you were thinking about. You said a moment ago, right? Initially, you can hear Frank muttering. He seems to be in a bit of a in a bit of a mild panic. You're essentially giving him on the one side, there doesn't appear to be any booby traps around the area. You know, he's not like sitting on a mine or anything like that. Anything, well, nothing that you can see anyway. You seem to be of like the physical. He seems to be fairly safe, fairly like he's not going to explode when you touch him. However, as you're listening to his muttering a bit more and you're sort of taking into his like that mild panic, he does look like he's been in the first sort of stages of mental attacks. It doesn't look like it was finished, but he doesn't look like he's normally like how obviously everybody handles panic and fear differently, but he just seems to be having a slight, there's like a slight twitch and like a glazed look over his eyes just a little too often to make it seem like he's all there in the head. You think that he might have been in the first sort of throes of what happened to the Frel behind you.
Ooh, touched by evil magic, this one is. There's an aura of fear around him. We should be careful. He
Astra, you should watch less Star Wars, really. It's bad for your health. I say that in car.
I'm serious. It's like what
I
happened to this guy. And she points at the dead thug.
At this
Maybe.
point, I would like to kneel in front of Frank, while hopefully the rest of you untie him and sort of put a hand on his face and be like, "It's okay, Frank. We are here. We are here to help you. Just tell us what happened, and the police will be here shortly, and everything will be sorted out. Everything is all right." Because I was reading on empathy, which is one of my great skills, and one of the trappings is a shoulder to cry on, which seems extremely appropriate.
Right. Okay. Very nice.
So when that, the straight thing that does it helps recover mental or social consequences. But I'm also trying to set up, since this is a NPC, I think maybe it would be more appropriate to set up a maneuver, so later we can discover more stuff from him. Maybe.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That makes sense. If you want to try and set up a maneuver on him, something along the lines of shoulder to cry on or a sympathetic ear, something like that.
Sympathetic ear sounds like.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I'm gonna spend a fate point because it sounds like we are going to get good stuff from him. At least I hope so.
Right.
So that takes it up to 4, which should be enough to set up a aspect, which is
sympathetic ear. Did you want to use?
Yeah, I'm thinking more like he's at ease with us. Does that sound appropriate?
Oh, sorry, I was getting some feedback on my end. What was that? Sorry, you were trying to use?
At ease with us.
Oh, at ease with you. That seems. You can do that a bit more. He's clearly panicked. Something's happened that's put him in this situation. So, yeah, you can sort of calmly talk to him and put the aspect on him that he's slowly coming to terms with you guys aren't going to hurt him.
Yeah.
It's Titania. Danny is Summer Fae.
Yeah.
But all they are bastards.
You did summon a piss Titania.
Anyways, I'm not good with the social stuff, so if I see that they like start taking care of Frank and try to like gently interrogate him, I will put my great detective skills to use.
Yes.
Probably in the meantime calling for police and explaining the situation. I'm guessing because I was part of the force and I like call 911, so I imagine like one of the guys that might arrive, I'll probably know him from my like days in the precinct, but for now I'll be doing investigation, and of course I'm using my...
Yes. You're going back into the main room, then I will, I assume. Where
Well,
the
yeah, I'm guessing the main scene of the crime is the main room.
Yeah, that seems to be where, well, it's where two dead bodies are and the majority of the damage is done to the place, so...
Yep, maybe later we'll do something on to the other one, but I'm guessing in the other where Frank was, we might get information from the Frank Simon, focusing on investigation in this one.
Potentially,
and I'm
yes.
doing that quickly, rather.
Yeah, like that's... You are doing it 3 increments faster, right?
2 time increments faster than usual.
And then the scene of the crime.
Gain +1 up to your investigation.
Yeah, and this will be the first time I like look at the scene of the crime because I was focused on other stuff.
Yes, you were. You forego immediately investigating to go to the back.
I mean, this is some Sherlock Holmes level shit because 3 time increments, that's like, oh my god, you guys are so good at your stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, oh, fucking hell, and a 6. Okay. Right, let's run through the area then. So, like I said earlier, it's a cafe. You know, it's it's cozy. I would say would probably be the term I'd use to describe it. You know, there is an area of a sort of bookshelf and a small library part of the cafe, and there are some nice like lush chairs there, tables for people to go over and just chill, read a book. The majority of it, though, is a fairly, you know, not Starbucks-esque, I mean, coffee place. You know, you have couches on the outside of it, various tables. There's the long counter that has all of the, well, usually has all of the coffee making materials behind it, maybe a small bakery area as well, where they sell, you know, cookies and muffins and whatnot. That, although, is completely wrecked. Yes, and as I said, in the middle, Tom is laying face down, pool of his own blood. Alicia is sprawled over furniture in the sort of book area. Some of one of the lush chairs has been sort of turned over and thrown to the side. The books, many of the books that were on the bookshelves have been sprawled over, and obviously you start investigating this.
Yeah, probably what would interest me the most is like type of wounds on their bodies. Did they try to defend themselves? Like, I'm trying to figure out who or what might have done that sort of damage.
Yes. So as you're sort of investigating, you first start with the bodies because you realize they're probably going to give you the most. Tom, are you wanting to interfere with the bodies, or are you trying to just look at them as much as you can, or are you going to try and like turn Tom's body over?
I was working too long with the police to know that it's usually not the best idea to tamper with the bodies or try to so I try to not pull him over.
Yeah. That's fair. From Tom's from the bodies, then we'll start with Tom. You can see a sort of obviously he's still wearing all of his clothes. Blood is sort of pooling, obviously downwards. You can start to see some like bruises emerge, some deep sort of bruises emerge on his back. Very sort of focused points, like he's been hit with the butt of a gun, for example. You can't see anything on him that would infer cause of death. However, on Alicia, now that you're getting a bit of a closer look, you can see bullet wounds on her body. They're a bit obscured because of the blood that's sort of pooled around her, but there's 2 bullet wounds in her body. One sort of top left, just below the shoulder, close to the top of the sort of pec area, and the other one a sort of a gut shot wound to the right of the belly button. They definitely seem like cause of death to you. They're the only real markings you see on her, and it sort of fits with your theory from earlier that the bruises on the back of Tom were the butt of a gun. As you're exploring around the area a bit more, you're seeing that the bookshelves have scrapes and bullet holes in them themselves, and so do some of the behind the counter as well. There are some bullet holes in them. It would be your professional opinion that they were both shot to death, and it doesn't seem like there are self-defense wounds on either of them. It seems like Tom may have tried to run and was shot and ended up in the position he was, face down. You can't see a bullet wound on the back of him, but from where like furniture is around him, it's possible that he sort of got shot in the front, crashed onto a table, but then like the table folded in and he landed on his front. Alicia appears to have a few markings around her, like she's been thrown, but there doesn't seem to have been like a big enough, like they don't have enough self-defense wounds for all of this damage. So you're thinking either someone else was involved that got, roughed up a bit more and thrown about, or whoever did this, like either before or after they killed these two, trashed the place.
Yeah, there's some inconsistency, because on one hand they died from mundane human weapons, on another, those who trashed this place, if they used weapons, they would need probably some like freaking bazookas or some shit. But
Maybe it's a fight between mundanes and our wand friend.
Oh yeah, you said that this guy is a magic user? Or maybe he is, the other guy that ran, he is probably a magic user?
I'm assuming Dania clues us in on what happened to her.
Yeah, Dania is like, shakes her head, then stops, winces, and says, "Yeah, he definitely is."
A mage with a thrall holding Frank hostage. No body or no sign of Diane, and dead. Those 2 kids dead. Oh, what a fucking clusterfuck. God
Maybe you want to trash neutral grounds. You get mundanes to do it. So you didn't break the peace.
Let's see what Frank has to say. Or did you interrogate him already?
No, will be everything I was just saying now was Martin, investigating the main crime scene.
Yeah, that was my Sherlock scan.
Yeah, while this is sort of happening, Astra and Dania can be trying to sort of calm Frank.
I think I would propose, this is a player speaking, you can use the artist aspect to try and get a roll to ascertain what the fuck was going on and who this, do you have contacts? Do any of you have contact?
I have contacts as my good skill.
Oh, great. So we could either try to learn what was going on using Astra's lore, or we could try to learn who the fuck this guy was using a contact.
Is Frank able to talk now?
He's calmed a bit. He's not. He's sort of muttering a bit incoherently at the moment. He's considerably a bit more at ease than he was before, but he's just sort of muttering about just you sort of if you're listening like quite intently, he's just talking stuff about like fears and like being alone and being like buried alive, and he's still slightly twitching as well. He's more coherent than he was 5 minutes ago, but he's still a bit like shaken. He's not really making sense. Although all you've really tried to do is sort of like, the empathy from earlier that gave him, the aspect at ease sort of is just, that was just to sort of calm him down. You weren't actually really, it wasn't so much of a conversation as the kind of, the way you'd try and like calm an injured animal or something. You haven't actually tried talking to him yet.
Well,
can I use?
It depends.
All right, can I maybe use my lore to try to think of things that you could do to sort of undo the effects of a thrall, which in games terms would be to set up a maneuver, so it'd be easier for Dania to pull him out of it.
He's already got one maneuver on him from earlier, but I don't imagine there isn't like a cap on them, is there? So yeah, you're more than welcome to do that.
No, that's one of the things with this game. Like,
or is that
you can end up going overboard and end up setting like 10 maneuvers, and then you have a roll that has a +20, and then it's incredible. But yeah, no.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask,